Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Sadguru Sri Ramananda Parabrahma Namaha. Om Sadguru Sri Shivananda Parabrahma Namaha. Om Sadguru Sri Krishna Paramatma Namaha. Om Sadguru Sri Nityananda Parabrahma Namaha. Om Sadguru Sri Vyadhyasa Bhattarkaya Namaha. My Atma Namaskarams to you, one and all. You are all my Guru Swarupa. And Atma Namaskarams to all the spectators, including my Siddha Vidya, the kingdom in the entire globe. Today's topic is on consciousness. First of all, let me introduce myself because there is nobody. I am Dr. Venkateswara Rao. Basically, I am an allopathic doctor, now being named as Antarmukhananda Swami. My Gurudev is Brahmarshi Sadguru Sri Swami Ramananda Paramahamsa is seen in Kashayam robes. And his Guru is on Nishtha posture. Brahmarshi Sadguru Sri Swami Sivananda Paramahamsa. We have been teaching this pranayama, Antarmukha Pranayama, for the last 45 years. And our ashram is situated in India, Andhra Pradesh, Vizianagaram district, a small village called Kamannavalasa, where our Gurudev's Mahasamadhi is there now. He attained Samadhi in the year of 1993, March 9th. And his Gurudev, Swami Sivananda Paramahamsa, he attained Samadhi in the year of 1949, June 21, first. His Samadhi is there at Kerala. It is Kerala. Both are Keralites. And regarding this subject proper, what is meant by consciousness? What do you say consciousness means? Awareness.
Being aware of my oneself.
Awareness of what? Awareness of the self. So awareness of the self is called consciousness. But till now, what we are conscious is only about the world and this body. This level of consciousness is of three types initially. One is wakeful state of consciousness. Now we are awake. Now we are awake. This consciousness, we call it as, in Sanskrit, is Jagrat. Jagrat. If you go to sleep, you will get dreams. That dreamful state is called Swapna. That means that is subconscious state. There is another state called Sushupti, deep sleep state. That is unconscious state. So regularly we are experiencing these states of consciousness. One is so-called wakeful conscious state. The other is dreamful and subconscious state. The third one is deep sleep state, unconscious state. We have been shifting from one state to another. In 24 hours, we are shifting from this state only. But there is another state called super conscious state. Actually, the super conscious state is only the conscious state. The rest of these three states are only below that. That means in these three states, we are not realizing the self. We are not realizing the self. There is another state between wakeful, dreamful, deep sleep. That means so-called worldly consciousness and subconscious state, unconscious state. There is another state called semi-conscious state. That we will experience while you are doing sadhana. will experience during sadhana. Sadhana means, what is sadhana? Sadhana means the effort to reach the super conscious state is called sadhana or human effort, otherwise called yogam. The fifth stage is super conscious state. Wakeful, worldly conscious. Dreamful, subconscious. Sleep, unconscious state. During sadhana, semi-conscious state. And until finally you will reach the super conscious state. This super conscious state is divide of both wakeful state and dreamful state also. But it mimics like that. It mimics like that. The super conscious state and the unconscious state, that is during sleep, they will look like the same. Look like the same. Why we are telling like that is, in that state, there is no duality. There is no duality. Duality, Dvaitamu. There is no separation. God and you are not separated. During sleep, do you feel that I am? And like that also there is God also, can you say? You cannot say during deep sleep. Even during this super conscious state also, there is no I. I am that. And there is no God. Both are merged here. This is called Advaita state. Advaita means there is no second duality. So till now, what we are experiencing is only in state of duality. Duality. So this duality, what is the root cause for this duality? What is the root cause for this duality? Huh? The root cause for the duality is the mind. So when mind interferes with this, you are in state of duality. When you are getting up, your mind comes into force. That mind is creating the duality. I, mine, and you, God. These two things are separated due to mind. No? So what is the nature of the mind? Unless you know the nature of the mind, and unless you merge this mind into the seat where it has arisen, you cannot enter into this open conscious state. That is Turium or Samadhi, whatever you call. What is the nature of the mind? What do you say about mind? What is mind? So many people will tell like this. Generally, we say that mind means thoughts. It's not. Everybody says mind means thoughts. Thoughts are not mind, but thoughts are coming from mind. We are never minding what is mind. Simply, we are terming it as mind means thoughts. It's not. So thoughts are coming from the mind. I will tell you. There is one tank, like that there is a swimming pool here. If you pelt a stone on it, there will be riffles will be coming. Riffles will be coming. What are those riffles? They are thoughts. They are thoughts. But do you say that the what is moving? What is moving? What is not moving? But it is appearing to be moving due to some force thrust on that water. Because you have pelted the stone in the surface of the water, the riffles will be coming. Riffles are thoughts. But mind is water. Mind is water. And the riffles are the thoughts. When the riffles are there, you cannot know what is there underneath that. Suppose if you put a coin in that undersurface of the water, you cannot see it exactly. You cannot identify that coin exactly because of these riffles. And there is another thing. Here, this water is very pure. Even it is pure also, the riffles are coming because if you felt a stone. Suppose if you felt a stone in a muddy water, and again if you felt a stone, riffles will be coming. But within no time, the riffles will be subsided. Mud will be there. Even then also you cannot find the coin underneath. Is it not? Because of mud, there is every tendency of the water to be stable. It will become semi because of mud. Thick vicinity of that mud, it will allow you to make it still immediately. Or it will be very difficult to make the pure water which is moving with the riffles. It is very difficult. Like that, our mind is moving like regularly. It is starting from when? Which time? From which time it is starting? No sooner you get up, it starts. And if no sooner you go to sleep, it will stop. Is it not? So there is no gap for the mind to be away from the thoughts. Is it not? So wherever you are in wakeful state, your mind plays the role. And whatever mind says, you are saying that is correct. Is it not? The mind is interfering. Interfering through what? Through five senses. Through five senses. What are they? You are seeing, you are hearing, you are smelling, you are tasting, and you are touching. So these five sensory pleasures are working by senses: eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and skin. All with the help of all these five senses, the mind is playing. Mind is the king of the senses. So whatever you see, whatever you hear, whatever you feel, all these mental impressions are derived from the senses. Is it not? Why these senses are working? Again, during sleep, do you have eyes or not? Do you have ears or not? But are they working? So when the mind is sleeping, the senses also, they are also sleeping. Is it not? So when the mind works, when you come out, immediately all these senses will be working. Not only working, your mind also goes on thinking with so many thoughts. Is it not? You take a hen, you know, Telugu people are there. There is a hen, chicken, hen. It will give rise to chicks. Small chicks will be there, you know. Small chicks will be there. If a person is growing this chicks and this hen, he will form a small chicken pattu. So he'll form a small house. Night time, this hen and its offsprings will be there inside. Is it not? And early morning, which will come first? The mother will come first. Afterwards, the children will come. Until evening, when you go to sleep, first which will go? Which will go inside? The mother only will go. So First mother comes, then the children follow. Again, before sleep, the mother will go first. Then the kids will be going inside. Who is that mother? I. Ego, myself, I. I is coming. I is coming. From that I, number of thoughts are coming. Number of thoughts are coming. There is no stop for that. It's not. So, the mind is playing with the first thought is as I am. From that I am, all the children are coming. Immediately when you get up, you don't say that I am. But when the children are coming, then you can understand that the mother has already come. It's not. It's not. So like that, when you go to sleep, the mother goes first. Then naturally all the sensory pleasures, all the thoughts will be subsiding. This is regularly happening. And not only happening, after coming out, whatever you see, whatever you hear, whatever you feel, all these impressions will be printed in the mind. They will be printed in the mind. Not only during this birth. We have been printed since so many births. With those printings only we have come forward into this birth. So if you don't remove all these ego and its thoughts, you will be going on continuing into the next birth. So like that, our soul, individual soul is getting number of countless rebirths. Is it not? Countless rebirths. Where is the stop is? Where do you stop these thoughts and the rebirths? That we should know. First of all, you should know the fundamental. What is that fundamental? Ya prana pavana spandaha chitta spanda sayevahi prana spanda kshayatno kartabhyo dhematochakayehi. You know Lord Rama and Vasishtha. Are you Indians? Most of you are Indians. Some people are there. But you must be hearing about this. There is one big book called Yoga Vasishtam. Yoga Vasishtam. In that Yoga Vasishtam is a Guru. Rama's Guru is Vasishtha Maharshi. Vasishtha Maharshi says to Rama, his disciple, Ya prana pavana spandaha chitta spanda sayevahi. The oscillation of mind is due to your respirations. Oscillation of mind is due to respirations. So, according to the movements of the prana shakti in the form of respirations, the mind goes on oscillating. Just like if you keep a flame in the air, it oscillates. It is oscillating due to what? Air currents. So if you want to stop the movements of the flame, what should you do? Do you want to stop the flame directly or by stopping the air currents? Air currents. Is it not? Like that, in our body, the mind is like a flame. The mind is like a flame. And the air currents are like your respirations. Respirations. If you want to make your mind still, what should you do? Do you want to catch it directly? By which way method? You have to stop the respiration. Is it not? If you stop the respiration, automatically mind becomes still. But nowadays, how many people are trying to stop the air currents? Simply trying to hold the mind directly, flame the directly by simply meditating. And ultimately going there. Is it the proper way to make the mind still? Everybody knows about the meditation. You know, you are very fond of that word, meditation. Meditation means simply closing the eyes and sitting. That's all. Sitting and sleeping. Sleeping. So, our mind, originally, this is nothing but Brahman, Atma, Chaitanyam. Originally, when it is still, it is Brahman. When it is moving, it becomes another third party. It is interfering with this you and yourself and God. Is it not? That mind, when it is oscillating, you have to, if you want to concentrate, naturally you will have to stop the breath or respirations. But thinking to stop these respirations, most of the people in India and other places also, they are doing Hatha Yogam, you know. Did you hear this word? Hatha Yogam. Hatha Yogam means forcibly stopping the respirations. Forcibly stopping the respirations. That is called Kumbhakam or Hatha Yogam. But without knowing the exact nature of the respirations, you can never stop the respirations. I, being a doctor, I will tell you, and also a layman man also can understand. Our respirations are going like this. Expiration. This is called expiration, and this is called inspiration. During expiration, you are expiring more, and during inspiration, you are inspiring less. How can you say? When you are expiring very easily. When you are taking inside, you are taking with difficulty. Is it not? Do you agree with this point or not? Please, all of you raise your hands. Please, all of you, whether it is correct or not. When you are taking inside, you are feeling difficulty. When you are exhaling out, you are expelling very easily. This is called passive and this is active. In medically, we will see that. That means during this expiration, you are losing some amount of energy outside more. Outside more. For example, if you take water from a syringe, take some syringe and withdraw water from into the syringe. You will take it very slowly, is it not? When you plunge it out, how will you plunge it? You will plunge it very forcibly, is it not? So like that, when you are plunging out, you are losing more energy than when you are taking inside. So like that, in every respiratory cycle, this is called respiratory cycle. Cycle in the means the process of inspiring and expiring put together, we call it as respiratory cycle. During this respiratory cycle, we are expiring more and inspiring less. You can measure like this. You put your dorsum of the hand here, away from the nose. All of you put it and expire, exhale. Are you feeling some sensation over the dorsum of the hand? Air is coming and touching the dorsum hand. It is coming up to 30 centimeters. Means 12 inches. And you are inspiring from 8 inches. That you cannot understand because you are inspiring inside. That you cannot measure. But by common sense, you can understand that your inspiratory phase is somewhat less than the expiratory phase. So like that, the great people have measured like this. You are expiring up to 12 inches or 30 centimeters and taking from 8 inches only or 20 centimeters. The difference between these two things is 4 inches or 10 centimeters. This is what is regularly happening in every human being. So-called healthy individual also. Is it not? So, Per minute average, you are taking respirations 15 times. And you are losing energy 15 times into 10 centimeters extra. The 10 centimeters extra expiring out, you are losing 4 things. What is that? You are losing divine energy, divine knowledge, divine happiness, and divine power. These are the qualities of our prana shakti, our vital energy. Or you are living with what? All of us are living with what? Pranam. That pranam has got 4 qualities: divine knowledge, happiness, energy, and light. So all these 4 things we are losing regularly in our expiration. So 15 times per minute into 10 centimeters, how much? 1.5 meters. 900 times per hour into 10 centimeters, 90 meters. 21,600 times per 24 hours into 10 centimeters. It will amounts to 2 kilometers, 160 meters. So like that, every day we are losing our divine energy up to 2 kilometers, 160 meters per day. What is your age? What is your age? You count the number of days. So since mother's birth onwards, we have been losing this amount of energy. But to compensate that energy, you are simply taking physical food. Since birth onwards, initially used to take milk, mother's milk. Afterwards, we are taking so many varieties of food. In spite of that, we are not compensating the energy divine loss, divine energy loss. In the early age, we are very active. Yet not. Very active. Your memory power is also very acute. Yet not. And you are very happy in those days. So all these things now, how do you feel? What happened? Did you ever stop taking food since birth onwards? You have been taking food regularly, but you have been losing energy regularly. Nobody is trying to compensate that. How to compensate? Only by means of respiration. That means when you take this upward force, inspiration upwards more, then energy loss downwards will be reduced. Is it not? Is it not? But if you want to take it upward, there is an obstruction. You cannot take it upwards easily. What is that obstruction? That is phlegm. Phlegm or mucus or kapham. Do you know what is the word by kapham? You will be getting some expectoration, mucus like expectoration during bronchitis and other things. Is it not? Like that, since birth onwards, when we are coming from mother's womb, we started expiring first, not inspiring. That is also a misunderstanding in the medical field. Because I am doing yogam and pranayama. I mean, as a medical man, I can understand the difference. But only one side, the medical people, even a layman says that at the time of birth, which process starts first? Inspiration, everybody says, first breath means inspiration. It is not so. Why? Because to take external air inside, there must be some gap inside. There must be some, see, our lungs are filled with air cells, alveoli. They will be filled with fluid. During mother's womb, all these air cells are filled with fluid. That is called sphingomyelin fluid. Is there any medical man? Doctor? Of course, our doctor is there, Dr. Sharma. He is our co-devotee. He is 91 years old, and that old man. He came. Huh?
I don't accept you so.
So, during mother's womb, that air cells are filled with fluid that is called syngomyelin fluid. Unless you squeeze out first, you cannot take exhale inside. Is it not? So that squeezing out is called first expiration. That is our birth. Like that, you go on pushing it more. Ultimately, you will lose your prana shakti through last inspiration or expiration. Expiration. That's why you call it as expired. Huh?
So last exhale.
Last expiration is called expired. First expiration is called birth. So you are living between the first expiration and the last expiration. So if you want to get away from this expired, what should you do? You have to take it upwards more. Don't ever to lose it out. How to take it up? You have to remove the obstructing agent, that is phlegm or mucus. That is like butter. That is like butter. So that butter, if you want to remove it, what should you do? You have to heat it up. How to heat it up? Churn your palms. Please churn, all of you churn your palms. What do you find? What did you find? Warm or heat. If you still rub still further, you will get heat, not only warm. You get heat. Yes. So like that, this is physical energy. Like that, if you rub by taking the help of the respirations, upward inspiration and downward expiration, you rub inside. If you rub inside, you will get spiritual heat. Spiritual heat, that is called yogagni. That will dissolve the phlegm. You know, that the phlegm is responsible for your all physical and mental diseases. That the phlegm is responsible for all physical and mental diseases and ultimately death also. So if you want to get rid of the physical and mental disease, what should you do? You remove that. How to remove it? Heat it up. How to get heat? Do churn. Now all of you rub. You got it. You got experience. So like that you rub inside. So when you rub inside, the inspiratory phase will be prolonged. When it is prolonged, your level of consciousness will be changing. Your level of consciousness will be changing. I will give an example, please. From today onwards, from tomorrow onwards, you get up early. There will be your family members will be sleeping. Before they get up, you get up early and observe. Because what is happening inside, you cannot understand, but you observe from others. What do you say? What do you feel? When they are getting like that, you will be doing. Did you ever find that experience? So, experiment, I am telling you this experiment. You get up early and observe the other person getting up. That means he is taking upward inspiration forcibly. Without taking forcibly, you cannot get up. So like that, when you are sleeping, that is going downwards. During sleep, this force is slowly going downwards. It is prolonged. So to get up, what should you do? Naturally, you will have to take forcible inspiration. Like that. I think if you remember, you yourselves also were doing. Huh? Yes, all these things you will do. So it clearly indicates that the level of consciousness is according to the level of your inspiratory phase. This inspiration is taking inside the spinal cord. There is vertebral column, you know, backside. Within that vertebral column, there are 33 bones of vertebral column. Within that, there is spinal cord. And within that spinal cord, there is a small canal in which there is some important fluid is circulating. That is called cerebrospinal fluid. That the cerebrospinal fluid is always going downwards. That's why you are expiring more. You are expiring more. So, when you do this churning and we are getting heat up, the cerebrospinal fluid will be pushing upwards. It will be pushing upwards. There will be a reverse flow to the normal flow. As it is going on upwards, your consciousness will be changing. So during sleep, you are here. You are dreaming here. And you are getting up, it is here. Only thing is you have to reach here. How to reach here? Unless you clean away all the nerves in the body, you cannot reach here. You cannot reach the super conscious state. This is the practical method of reaching this super conscious state. Without doing this churning process of pranayama, most of the people, they are telling about this consciousness. If you do simply meditation like this and sleeping, what will be your consciousness level? Will it be going up, upwards or downwards? Downwards. How can you say? When it is going downwards, your neck will be bending. It's not. Your blood supply to the brain is also reduced during that sleep. It's not. But while doing so, these people are telling that we are going to super conscious state. Is it possible? Is it possible? So if you want to reach here, you have to go upwards inside also. When you are bending down, neck downwards, what is happening? Going down only. So how many people are doing like that? How many people? I think by this time, so many people, you are also doing that. Is it not? I'm not blaming anybody. But try to find out what is happening inside your meditation, during your meditation. Is it not? So, when you are doing so, your neck, head, and body will be erect. That is told in Bhagavad-Gita. Did you ever hear Bhagavad-Gita? Lord Sri Krishna told in Bhagavad-Gita, Samankaya sirogrivam dharyan nachilam stiraha sampreksha nasikagram samudisascha navalokyan. Without closing your eyes, by looking upwards, sitting erectly, with the keeping the body, neck and head perpendicularly. When you do this pranayama inside, you will sit directly and look upwards, and your consciousness will be going on raising. That is the method of increasing your mental energy. Our Gurudev, Swami Ramananda Paramahamsa, used to tell, he's a great yogi, he did penance in the caves, snakes used to crawl around his body, and he lived up to 91 years, and he taught us that unless you increase your mental energy, you cannot sustain. All the people are suffering due to deficiency of mental energy by going downwards. So if you want to increase the mental energy, what should you do? This is the churning process of prana shakti called pranayama, otherwise called yogam. But nowadays, there are two words, you know, yoga and yogam. Yoga, you know, in every TV, in every channel, you will see this method of doing yoga, stretching, bending, and all these exercise. No doubt, they are good. Physically, they are good for physical fitness. But if you want to get this mental energy, you have to do this process of yogam. Yogam veru, yoga. Yogam is different from yoga. Yoga can be taught publicly by an ordinary senior teacher called yoga teacher. But this yogam should be taught by a learned, efficient guru. That's why it is kept secret. It is kept secret. But the theory can be told publicly. The theory can be told publicly, but the process of doing pranayama should be taught by a guru in a private session. If you do this, everything you can achieve. Rajyadi moksha paryantam samasta eva sampada deha anlividhetva sadhya sarvasya raghava. If you do this churning process of pranayama, everything will be in your hands. You are suffering with so many problems, mental problems and physical problems also. And during your worldly life also, you are facing so many problems because some of you, most of you are doing job, you are facing so many things and your health problems. All these problems will be solved by only by this energy raising process called pranayama. So for any solution, for any problem, the ultimate solution is by doing pranayama. This is told in Bhagavad-Gita also. Raja Vidya, Rajaguhyam, Pavitram, Idamottamam, Pratyakshavagamam, Dhanyam, Susukum, Kartum, Avyayam. Very easy to practice, but unfortunately, so many difficult methods have come into force. You are allotting much of your energy and strained much. But if you know this process, very easy. Just like you are churning outside, you will churn inside. Only thing is, you should be inclined to sit there. Initially, it will be difficult to sit like me, and your mind goes on thinking something. It will drag you outside to commit something, do something. So it don't allow you to sit properly. So only thing, you should commit. You should commit as I should sit like this. You initially will feel some pains. But if you go on allotting time towards this, you will find utmost pleasure, bliss. That enjoying bliss is called super conscious state. If you don't do this process, your tendency is always to go downwards or upwards. Downwards. When it is going downwards, what will happen to your blood circulation, your mind? Blood circulation will be slowed down. Your mind becomes slowed down, and your body becomes studded with the kapham, and it will be entangled with so many diseases. What not? All the diseases you are getting are only due to loss of this divine power. So, if you want to perfect healthy, what should you do? Process. And if you want to mental health, you do that. If you want to get rid of these social problems, you have to do this. If you want to get away from the rebirth, for rebirth also, to get away from the rebirth, you have to go upwards. You don't have to go down. Go out. It's not. So the ultimate only one remedy, that is according to the great rishis and scriptures and gurus, teachers, all these they are telling what is that you do pranayama. But there is another thing. Now it is widely spread, that is called pranayama means it's not. So everybody says pranayama means hold the nose. Pranayamam, immediately hold the nose and changing the nostrils. This snuff powder, snuff powder, tobacco powder, they will be putting inside and breathing inside. Like that, you are taking this exercise, like this, taking snuff powder, changing the nostril. This is not pranayama. This is swasayama. See, why I am boldly telling this is, First of all, you should understand the difference between the oxygen and the pranam inside. You know, oxygen contains how many protons? How many protons? Nobody knows. Anybody? Oxygen. 8. Who said? Who said? Yourself. That is correct. So oxygen contains 8 electrons and protons. Is it not? Is it physical or divine? Is it divine or physical? Huh? You can't? You can. It must be divine or physical? Physical. I am very happy you have admitted that this oxygen is physical. You can collect it in a cylinder. Is it not? You can put that oxygen into another nose. Is it not? But this divine prana shakti is not physical. This is divine. This is having knowledge. This is having happiness. This is having strength, force, light. All these are having, you are having with this. But this oxygen is physical, inorganic gas. We people say that we are living with this gas. Is it not? But despite of having this oxygen always, why we die? Why should we die? When you admit and we say that we are living with this oxygen, that is available there. But despite that, you are dying. What is happening? What is happening? So, this is not the main substance for your survival. That is only a secondary factor. That is only a secondary factor. It is only required in order to fill up the barometric atmospheric pressure. See, when you're taking some drink, what will you find? You will find bubbles will be going from outside inside. Is it not? Without bubbles, you cannot empty your drink. Is it not? We say that without bubbles, you cannot empty. You are emptying something simultaneously in order to fill up that vacuum, the external air is going inside. Like that, from birth onwards, you are emptying your prana shakti. As long as you are emptying, you are supposed to take this external air. That's why you have to say that this external oxygen and your prana shakti are quite distinct and separate. If I give an example, you can understand. A Gurudev, Swami Ramananda Paramahamsa used to tell like this. If you keep one dead body here, and a living body allowed to sleep. During sleep also, this living body is taking air, respiration, whereas this dead body is not taking. Why? Because it is dead. If you say that because it is dead, how it became dead? It stopped taking. How did it stop? It goes on, it went on losing its prana shakti from inside to outside. That's why it became dead. Is it not? But after that also this oxygen is available. So this available oxygen is not making him to alive. So to be alive, what is necessary? What is it? Pranam. So you have to admit that pranam is different from this oxygen. How many agree with this? Please raise your hand. How many will you agree with this? Is it not? So, thinking that we are living with this oxygen, we are taking like that. Are you taking prana shakti or exhale air? This air only. And we are calling it as pranayama, kapalabhati, bhastrika, anulomam, vinulomam. All these are dealing with what? External air only. It's not. But you are not at all touching the prana shakti inside. Dealing with the prana shakti inside by churning your own respirations inside is called pranayama. Whereas dealing with the external air and taking more in keeping the lungs is called swasayama. This is not elevating your spinal cord, elevating your cerebrospinal fluid in the spinal cord. So if you want to elevate the cerebrospinal fluid inside the spinal cord, you have to do churning in front. Do churning in front, elevate from behind. Without knowing the exact process, what is going on inside, these people simply taking air. This is called swasayam. So, from now onwards, people think about what all you are doing till now is correct or not, you think yourself. Any question? So, are you satisfied with the consciousness? So, consciousness is totally dependent upon the prana shakti inside. You have to churn it. When you churn the prana shakti, it will become micronized, atomized. Then only it will become elevated. That elevation of your prana shakti upwards is called consciousness. Reaching final stage here is called super consciousness. When it is less than, naturally you will go down. So, when it is going down, your consciousness also becoming reduced. During sleep, your consciousness becomes dull. You will become dull during sleep. Right. Any question? How to do churning? That I will tell you. Yes, I am here to tell that only. But until then, is there any other question?
What role does it play? Fasting.
Fasting. Fasting is meant for the people who are obese. Obese people, fasting is required because there is plenty of fatty stores in our body. So, in order to reduce the fat, you have to go fast. But for that also, you need not go any fasting. If you do this pranayama, if you do this internal, what I am going to tell you, there will be going on increase of this yogic energy, yogagni, that will burn away your all excess fat, water, all impurities. Automatically, you will be reduced. But without doing pranayama, if you go on going fasting, if you stop fasting, again you will be increased more. The fasting is advisable to some people only, and that too, if you do it periodically and correctly, then only it will be useful. But this pranayama, you need not go on fast. You will reduce your appetite. Your food intake will be reduced. Your water intake will be reduced. Automatically, you will be on regular fast. This pranayama will give rise to regular fast. But nowadays, anyhow we are going fast. Tomorrow I am going on fast. So let me take more diet today. And already yesterday I went on fast. Let me take food today. More food. This is not fast. And moreover, if you go on doing fasting, your digestive power will be reduced because there is a bio clock inside our body. That bio clock, according to this bio clock, the digestive enzymes will be produced. Secretions will be produced periodically. If you go on fast and there is no food inside the stomach, there is no food inside stomach, next day onwards, it will try to reduce the production of this digestive secretion. It's not. So one side only we are thinking that just only to reduce the body, we are trying to go on fast. Don't try to reduce your body just by going on fast. Increase your energy by doing your pranayama. Automatically all these bad effects will be gone. Any more? Huh? Control mind. I already told you. If you don't allow it to become still, it will goes on with thoughts. So to control the thoughts, what should you do? Your mind should become still. How to make it become still? Stop the air current. How to stop the air current? Reduce your respirations. The respiratory rate will be reduced by doing this pranayama. Normally, you will take respirations 15 times per minute. But if you do this pranayama, from first day onwards, it will become 5. As long as you do this pranayama, it will be reduced to 5, 4, 3. So the number of rate of the respirations, when they are reduced, then only your mind becomes controlled. Anyway, somebody's question. What is?
It's not a question, but something that is on my mind. I like to think that like human is considered to be one of the most intelligent species.
Yes.
So when a baby is born, human baby, right? Nobody's teaching him or her how to breathe. Automatically, naturally, we find a way to breathe, and that's what we do all our life. I mean, after 40 years today, I find out that how we were breathing is not the correct technique. So if this was always in our Upanishads and all that, why this was not something that was taught earlier, like to teach a baby to walk and talk, like why breathing was never taught?
Yes, because that process of doing this correct process is already gone. Already gone. Naturally, in the early age, a child at the age of 3 months, it will be doing pranayama inside. The respirations will be taking inside only. You will be doing pranayama. But as days pass on and the age is advancing, it is losing energy by taking more external food. When you are taking more food, naturally the food you are taking is not totally being converted into energy. What for you are taking food? For energy. But that food is not giving totally energy. Most of the food is giving rise to impurities. All these impurities are only you are increasing your body. So initially in the early stage you will be very lean. But afterwards what will happen? Improper digestion will give rise to improper deposition of this fat. When the body is increased, the respirations will be more downwards. So if you want to become the natural breathing, just like the early childhood, you have to do some effort. That effort is pranayama. But some people say, don't touch with the respirations. Simply meditate. Don't touch respirations. If you don't touch, you will touch the death. Nityam sanihito mrutyuhu kartavyam dharma sangraha. There is an Upanishad. The death is always waiting in every respiratory cycle. Nityam sanihito mrutyuhu. The death is approaching you. By means of what? By this kafam. Kafam, I told you. Kartavyam dharma sangraha. Your duty to remove that. Without touching the respirations, if you go on living like that, naturally the death will become incessant. Incessant, it will become a must for everybody. But if you go on doing that, initially you will get rid of all the diseases. Ultimately, you reach the super conscious or samadhi state. Human birth is only to retain that. Let us not try to live with these four qualities. Aharam, food, nidra, sleep, bhayam, fearful, and maithanam, sex. So it is equal for the human beings and other animals also. What is the difference between the animals and the human being? A discrimination power. That discrimination power is not being properly utilized now. How to utilize? Where from I have come? How I am like this? What is happening in our body? Like that, if you go on discriminating, ultimately you will come to know that there must be something going on inside me. To rectify the defect, I am not capable of. So I should approach a guru or a learned teacher. That guru or learned teacher will only tell you to rectify the defect. That's why philosophy or spirituality means without a guru there is no spirituality. Is not? Right. Prerequisites. Say, to get this, there are some requisites. One thing is, one should be strict vegetarian. Get away from smoking, alcohol. These are the main prerequisites for doing this pranayama, especially this pranayama. And another thing is, you should pay utmost devotion to Guru, teacher, and God. Guru, and these things are enough. Only thing is, you have to practice before going to your duty. Get up early in the morning, and whether you finished off nature calls or not, just vacate your bowl and bladder and shit you do for 1 hour and finish off your other things, and you can go to your duty. Daily 1 hour will do like anything. The remaining 23 hours will be energetic by doing this pranayama this 1 hour. And naturally you will never stop for 1 hour. When you are getting benefited, naturally you will do this pranayama during your office hours also. While you are in duty also, you can continue. Very easy to practice. You need not go to a separate room and other things. You can sit at your home, do 1 hour, and go to your office. And while in front of others also, you can practice this. You will be energetic throughout. This is not a new method. This is good old medicine, good old traditional Sanatana Dharma. People used to get this benefit previously. Anything? Or shall we close the session? When you don't put question, I will close the session, and the next session will be initiations or upadesha if you want. How to do this pranayama, I will teach. So all of you are.
If we have any question. yesterday in
Any question or initiation? That I will do. So, shall we close this session? Okay. Om Pashprajabhyah Paripalayantam Nyayena Margena Mahimmahisha Gopramnebhyah Swahamastu Nityam Loka Samasta Sukhinopantu Om Sarve Sukhana Santu Sarve Santu Niramya Sarve Bhadrani Pasyantu Ma Kaschito Kabhag Bhavet Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhanuktu Sahviryam Kanavavahe Tejasvina Vadhetamastu Ma Vidvishavahe Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. I forgot to tell you before starting this session where we are talking. Today, the speech went on in the house of Subhadra Ganapatiraju at Tampa. At Tampa on 30th March 2024, Saturday. So, if anybody wants to refer, you can refer this date and other things. What is the session went on like that. Okay.